Today, we are going to be taking a look at some of the greatest Fortnite storyline theories you have ever heard. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels, and welcome back to the Lore Lab, everybody, where I ask you guys to jump into the Discord server, which if you are new here, by the way, pin comment, description down below. We would love to have you, and I ask you guys to drop some storyline theories when you're talking about the Fortnite storyline. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Thank you for being here. Let's get into the first theory for today. Today, I wanted to propose a theory suggesting Geno's return to the story sooner rather than possibly later. It all starts with the Ageless and how he's changed from Chapter 4 till now. He went from ruling a perfect kingdom, wanting to expand his empire with the Riftgate, to now searching for icy mountains near Grand Glacier for something. Possibly something that could lead to him building another well-known faction. I say this as his skin description hints towards him ruling beyond his kingdom, which sounds something like the main Geno did while ruling IO. All this to say, I believe once again Aegis is not only showing us Geno's past, but what led to him is he is currently now along with main Geno's possible return soon. Something also to show real quick is that we may be close to Geno is Ageless set names. Champions being Dominion's Dawn, symbolizing light similar to Triarch Aurora, while Explorers is Dominion's Dusk, symbolizing darkness similar to Triarch Nox. I mentioned this at the end of the theory to say how Ageless possible shows us Geno switching in the past from going to light to darkness to possibly going to neutral in the future. Anyways, hopefully this made some sort of sense, but if it didn't, then apologies. Well, most of it, to be honest with you, made sense. It's interesting to take a look at actually, and this is something that I love to take a look at personally, is what Epic hides in those skin descriptions, and something that we find out for so long, like, for example, teasing Dominion's Dawn. What if we find out, like, way down the road that, like, something like this was correct? That's what I really love about the Fortnite storyline. So, at the moment, it's very tough, but it is a very interesting theory nonetheless. Imagine Purple, glad to see another theory from you. Thank you for coming. Let's move on, though. The IOs here, and Midas isn't Montague, shown by the fact that his files are in the trailer. If he was Montague, he wouldn't look like a regular Midas. Okay. Oh, that one's tough because, yeah, that one kind of has me. Like, I can see the IO being here, but I don't know if I'm completely on board with Midas not being Montague. I'm still kind of on team. This is an alternate version of Chapter 2. Like, you could very well bring Midas in. Maybe you could pull him, like, if Dr. Sloan, maybe, and this is assuming that Dr. Sloan is here from the reality that we were once in, coming from Kato's time machine. It just gets, honestly, it gets so confusing. Like, is this Peely the Peely we were always with, or is this a Peely from the new reality? That's what I kind of want to know, right? So I can see the IO actually being here, but I still don't know if any of this proves about Montague and Midas, to be honest with you. Theory, we could have Chapter 2 OG. We have Chapter 2 default in the key art of Chapter 5, and both Chapter 5 and 2 are quite similar. Not to mention that Chapter 5 is codenamed Helios, who is often mistaken for Apollo, the sun god. Apollo being a codename for the Chapter 2 map. You know what's interesting? I never noticed the Chapter 2 default skin. Why is that Chapter 2? It could be like, yeah, there's so many things, because this is the alternate version of Chapter 2, or so we believe it to be. Regardless, the map's similar. You have Helios and Apollo, that, like you said, which that slipped my mind, to be honest with you. And yeah, like, there's leaks now that Chapter 2 OG, no, there's leaks that another version of OG is being worked on, and it could very well be Chapter 2. A lot of fans see that. A lot of people love Chapter 2. Wow, I can't believe I never noticed that about the key art. Very interesting. Here's a theory of why the Society kidnapped Peely. What if it wasn't just Jones that wasn't affected by the Big Bang? What if Peely and Jones both weren't reset? The Society could have kidnapped Peely because they somehow found out about the first universe and wanted information. They could have planned to kidnap Peely for the information, but unfortunately weren't informed that he was sentient, but that he was a sentient banana who can't talk. Sorry, excuse me there. So they set a trap to get Jones. By sending them the message, "We have your banana," they knew that Jones would come and save him. While he is focused on saving Peely, they can capture him and get information, maybe even some about Valeria's quest. That I could very well see coming true, but it's very interesting to see, and this is why it's really tough, and it's something that I was trying to mention, like we're talking about the first theory that we were looking at. We still don't know who was and who was not affected by the Big Bang. Something that I never really thought of actually is, you could call the universe that we were a part of before this the first universe. What if they actually did want information on that? That would offer a really good explanation, to be honest with you. I really like that theory. What if Kato Thorne is based off of Kang the Conqueror from the Marvel comics? Recently, the following weapons were updated, and we know for a fact that Kato Thorne is a collection of such mythic weapons as seen in Chapter 4, Season 4's Last Resort vaults. Now, I'm aware that Kato Thorne is dead because bro was sliced off screen by Shimmer Dusk, but what if, just like Kang who keeps dying but comes back as another variant, there's multiple Thorns, each being different and weaker and stronger than the one before. And we know the Last Resort's Thorn had a time machine, so imagine a bunch of Thorns running across the Omniverse with their time machines. Imagine if our next Kato Thorn is the guy we all speculated in the week prior to Chapter 4, Season 4's release. And I do remember that, actually. I do remember people were looking at that skin. Honestly, yes, this is a good theory. I could actually see that happening because it was so ridiculous how Kato Thorn ended up dying. This could be a good way Charlie Wen could really pull it together, but unfortunately, I kind of do think this was just, hey, here's OG and we're pushing on Chapter 5, doesn't matter what the storyline is because of like the little bit of a disaster Chapter 4 storyline was, but this would offer a good explanation for it. If they put this out, I could see them like it being true, but then again, I could also see it covering up their tracks to see what they did with Kato Thorn, you know what I mean? Very interesting. Could you imagine if that's what they were doing the whole time? It makes sense, man. It makes sense. Sometimes you guys blow me away with these theories, dude. Here is an out there theory, but I like the possibility of it. What if the Midas Presents Floor's Lava LTM is from a different reality? I think the lore characters here are from an alternate reality, and we already have our version of Midas, that being Montag. We know that people who run the IO run the entire loop. What if they grab both the LTM and Midas from an alternate reality to apply it to their own reality? I don't know why they would do this, but that would explain both theories that I have here. Okay, little bit to unpack with this one, to be honest with you. It all depends again, and this is what we were talking about throughout the entire video is this actually an alternate reality? Has time been reset? Are we on another timeline? We don't know. If that's the case, if they have access to, as somebody else, I called it apologies, I already forget who posted that theory, the first universe, if they have access to that, they could pull Floor's Lava, they could pull Midas, right? Maybe, I'm sure they could do it somehow. But I don't know, man. It gets really, really tricky. I hope we get the answers to it sooner rather than later. But guys, with that theory puts an end to this video today, but don't go yet because I do have something really, really quick to tell you. Join the Discord server, help us make videos, help us write storyline theories for the Lore Lab. Also, you will find a channel feedback survey. If you participated, show your screenshot in the Discord server, then you will enter a contest. I will randomly select a winner to gift a V-Bucks card to. Help out the channel. I'm looking for feedback. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Take care.